Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, let me greet everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. I was trying to change the audio source. I hope I'm coming in clear because the default somehow is my phone for the audio. So I was trying to change it to this one. I hope I'm coming in clear. Let me know if I'm not coming in clear because that is the entire point why I'm late. Um Okay. So my friend is asking me to be a guest on his YouTube channel. Okay, let me know if the audio is not clear. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. And my dog wants to join. Come here. Come on. Jump. Good boy. Audio is great. Perfect. Okay. Say hi, baby. Say hi. Hello. Hi, everyone. Um, okay. All right. Okay. I'll say hi to everyone. What is it? Um, exciting to see that soon. Fairlane will have a site where we can share room shares ticket. Yes, I'm actually gonna be updating you on that in a bit. I was gonna make it a part of the news and updates because that's positive. We'll start with the negative ones first so that we get that out of the way, and then we'll go to the positive ones. And yes, I'm really working hard on that one. But okay, let me do this first. So, Carol, hi. Z, Arashi, Jolly, Evie, Carol, Pritten, Carmi, Evie, sorry, it's the same. Robin, Leah, Carol, Marie, Jolie, Andy, Big Night, Sky, Norwegian Wood, Leah, Sarah, Robin Carr, Salmartix, Norwegian Wood, Cindy, Evie, Ophelia, OSP, Robin Cars, Linax, Elizar, Michelle, Bang Luna, Lisa, Alina, Nosy Posy, Iris, RM's brain cells. RM's brain cells. Hi. We do need RM's brain cells. Always. Nosy, Cindy, Senri, Morsi, BTS 7 plus 1, Fire Butterfly, Kathleen, Nil Vanille, Bang Luna, Orchid, Mama Ja, Gemini, Michelle Santiago, Lily, MLB, BTS 7 plus 1, Celeste, A Brown, Z, Arashi, Maria, Bang Luna. Are you tired from your early morning breaking news live? um, I'm a, I'm a, I'm an evening person, so I sleep really, really late, like just before the sunrise, or sometimes when the sun is up. That's when when I actually sleep. I think I like the quiet of the night. That's when I'm able to work because then nobody's like interrupting me. Like everyone's asleep. I can just do my thing. I can write, I can think, I can plan. So, yeah. So when I did the live, I was just about to sleep then. So that was fine. After the live, did a little bit more work and then went to sleep. Audio is great. Okay. Debbie, BTS 7 plus 1, OZ, MLB, Fire Butterfly, Shelling, Beethoven, D9, Reg Pair, Gold W and James, Tracy, Amy, Evie, Claire, Elizar, Elisa, Share Your Love, A Brown, Miriam, Amy, Robin Carr, Lady Speedstar, Linax, Bangluda, BTS Army Mom, SG0212, Maria. Oh, you were here. You were here this morning. Seven Purple Pearls, Ophelia, Leia. Okay, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please. Do not forget to hit the like button. Where is that? Like the video, please. Okay, so we'll do the positive ones, sorry, the negative ones first. Let's get those out of the way so that we can end. I have a lot. I packed on emotional support picks for you guys because I know that the things that I'm going to be saying will irritate a lot of you. And so I wanted to just make things very light so that the second half of the live stream, you'll just be happy. So that after the live stream, you guys are just happy. Okay. Soon there will be too many of us for you to say hi to. Well, I will always try to say hi to everybody. Okay. Why don't we do New Jeans News first? How is that? Do you want that? So actually, let me see if I can. Okay, that's not what I wanted to show. I wanted to show the picture of these two girls. So they are the ones who went back. I'm sure that many of you or some of you already watched my update video on the fact that these two girls were the first ones to return to ADOR. So they announced, ADOR was the one who actually announced it this morning. And well, morning for us, early morning for us, they announced that the two are coming back. And then within, I'll say 30 minutes after Adore released the statement about the two coming back, the three others also went back. So this is Yein. Yein is the one named Yein in the picture. She's the youngest and she's only 17. So when they debuted, she was like 15, 16. So she's the youngest. She's still a minor. And then the other one is HAERIN and she's 18. She just turned 18. Okay. So there's a lot of sources of the things that I'm going to be saying. You can check that out. So we'll before we get there, we'll lead into what happened with the case of Minhee. Not actually her, but it's the Dolphin Kidnapping Group. If you would remember, this is the production company that Minhee hired to do the music videos, some of the music videos of um New Jeans. They sued each other. Dolphin Kidnapping Group sued Adore, and Adore sued him as well, them. And Min Hee-jin went to the hearing. She was a witness. Did Adore already announce the other three? Not yet. They said that they are going to um, talk with the other three first. So I'll discuss that. But let's do this first. So Min Hee-jin attended the hearing as a witness in favor of Dolphin Kidnappings Group. Hi, Ophelia, Letitia. Okay. So this is what happened. So she appeared as a witness. And here are some of the developments. So just as a background of the case, Adore, so what happened was Dolphin Kidnapping Group, Shin Wo Sok, uploaded the photo of a video, a director's cut of one of the videos of New Jeans. So one of their music videos, he had a director's cut. He uploaded it in his own channel, not the channel of Hybe. Okay, so this was right after, almost the day after, Min Hee-jin was fired as removed, not fired, but removed as the CEO. So Adore, who then had a new CEO, which was the human resources manager of Hybe, called him, Shin Wo-sok, and asked him to take it down. Primarily, apparently, because of Apple, the brand partner of the music video, did not approve the inclusion of their brand in the director's cut. So they were asked to remove, he was asked to remove it. What he did was actually remove everything else that he uploaded, all the other music videos of New Jeans and all the other videos he uploaded in his channel, he removed it. Okay. So Adore asked the director of the Dolphins Kidnapping Group, Shin Wosok, what authority do you have to post it on your channel? And in response, Shin Wosok deleted all the other music videos. Of course, the fans weren't happy, fans of New Jeans. I mean, imagine if we, for example, armies, we find out that Hype deleted all of the music videos of um of Big Hit. Okay, so of course we're not going to be happy. So then Adore said that they only asked him to delete one music video, and that was the director's cut because the brand partner, Apple, did not approve of it. So they said we did not ask him to delete everything else. And so director Shin Woo-sok filed a criminal complaint against Adore, saying that when Adore stated in their official statement that it was an unauthorized release, it defamed him. So that is the basis of his complaint against Adore. On the other hand, Adore filed a civil complaint against Shin Woo-sok. Okay, so this is a part of the criminal complaint. It is now Min Hee-jin. These are the things that she said as a witness to for in favor of Dolphin's kidnapping group. So she said that it is generally accepted in the industry that a music video director posts a completed work in his or her own SNS or homepage rather than on the agency's SNS or YouTube channel. She said that that's not at all uh, an extraordinary thing. He said that's ordinary. Like everyone does it. The director actually publishes the finished work. So this is not a an odd thing for the director to do. Okay, so she was also asked by Adore, was there any contract between you and Shin Woo-sok or the Dolphins kidnapping groups in terms of the roles and the responsibilities, where it begins, where it ends, the rights, and all of those things? And she said, no, there isn't any because we work on a verbal contract. She said that she doesn't like working on a written contract because it takes time. That I would believe that it does take time because I've worked with many corporate lawyers before and it does take time. So if you ask them to execute any kind of written contract, it does take time. And sometimes because of them, things get delayed because you can't move forward without it. Now, that doesn't from coming from corporate, working with companies that have like 5,000 employees, you can't get away from it. You do need to wait for the lawyers to finish the contract, especially for a critical thing like the IP of a very big group. Okay. So she said it takes some time. So they just work on verbal contracts. Okay. She said that because I was the CEO, she's referring to herself, I was the CEO, I had the authority to make decisions, and I gave Shin Woo-sok the authority to do whatever he wants with a music video and upload it wherever he wants. Okay. Um, Wonder Human said, Fairly I had to go to CKIG to watch BTS clips to get over this news. Just realized my reaction is also because I know how it feels working with a toxic workmate. Okay, so she said it's like I was the CEO, so I had the authority to give anybody authority. So she gave authority to Shin Woo-sok. That was and then she was asked why it was uploaded in the official channel of the Dolphin Kidnappings group and why not in the official channel of Hybe, which they usually do. The all the official music videos get uploaded in Hybe channel, and then others get uploaded in the official channel of the group itself. So she said that was exactly my intention. It's only fun if you upload it to Dolphin Kidnapping Group's YouTube channel. It's fun if you look at it minimally, she said. If you upload it in the Hype channel, it's not fun, it's boring, she said. No one expects it, referring to what they did out of the blue. Why is it uploaded here? She's saying like, why will people are going to wonder why is it uploaded here and not in the official Hype channel? Where is all this content uploaded? That is the entire point, she said. New Jeans did well. This is still her talking. New Jeans did well because each upload has a different vibe or sense. The Ban Hisu, that is the name of the YouTube channel of Dolphins Kidnapping Group, doesn't have any views. But the reason why the bunnies were interested was the uniqueness, because they're going to get intrigued. Why was it uploaded in a separate music channel, in a separate YouTube video channel, music video channel, sorry, YouTube channel, and not in the official YouTube channel of Hype or New Jeans. If you don't know the creative background, you can't do your job, she said. That's why you only make boring content and predictable content, she said. She was referring to Adore and Hype. The reason I can be a hit is because I'm very good at finding these things, she said. Okay. Next, so she said also that the reason she was able to take such creative freedom was because of Bang Shi-yuk. She said that Bang Shi-yuk told him or told her, create Min Hee-jin's world. And I believe those words and those things are very important. But why can't these things be made verbally? She's talking about the contract. The point is that all these working level employees make verbal contracts. So I'm puzzled as to why Hybe is holding this standard only to Shin Woo-sok and not to any other director. Okay. So she is implying that verbal contracts happen all the time, right? So I guess that she's kind of correct. We do ask things from people all the time, and that kind of serves as a contract. So, for example, if I approach an office mate and say, "Hey, can you finish the blah blah blah, the presentation?" and my office mate says, "Okay, I'll finish it by tomorrow or by next week or whatever," that in itself is a verbal contract. Although those are task-based contracts. Tasks, sorry, task based things, meaning it's focused on one thing. Working with a director for a music video for one of the biggest groups at Hybe, that's a different story. But she's correct in saying that verbal contracts happen all the time. It's just that it happens in a minimal or small level. Okay, why am I? There you go. Okay. So, next. Adore asked Min if she knew of the director Scott of Nugent's ETA was uploaded to the Dolphins kidnapping group. So she was asked, like, do you know they were going to upload it? And she said yes. Okay. And then Adore argued that posting that video in Dolphins channel rather than in Adore's channel deprive Adore of revenue and control. But Min said no to this. She said, as a far fetched argument, Adore owns the IP. Uploading it to Dolphin's channel diversifies exposure. Not everything should go in the same platform, she said. And she also said that this is something that um, Kim and Chang, the law firm, and Adore made up. She said, you have no basis to this. There is no proof that that was my intention. This is you just speculating. Adore asked if she wasn't giving up Adore's potential YouTube revenue, and she diverted it into creative. She said that the channel wasn't about profit. I pursued intangible value, exposure, creative buzz. That's worth more than the revenue, she said. So, and this is something consistent in her reasoning throughout the questioning, the cross examination. Whenever she's being asked about something official, like contracts, earnings, she would always divert it to something creative. She would always say, but that's not like money's not always that important. It's not about that. It's about creative growth. It's about eh, eh, making people curious about something. That's a consistent theme across the cross examination. Okay. Next, Min elaborated that she had deliberately chosen Dolphin's smaller channel. So, for context, Adore's YouTube channel has 380,000 subscribers. Dolphin's channel had 186,000. But she said that subscriber count does not matter. Okay, it doesn't equal creative value. Shin Woo-sok is a star in his field. Uploading on his channel makes sense because his artistic identity adds value. The platform's character matters more than its numbers. She emphasized her creative philosophy. It's boring if everything is uploaded to Hybe's main channel. Content needs unpredictability. That's what makes people talk. Predictability is the enemy of creativity. Okay, as I've said, this is a consistent theme. Anything, whenever she's being asked about anything official, legal, anything revenue based, she would divert it into creative growth, creative reasoning, unpredictability, creating buzz. And she also spoke very highly of Shin Woo-sok. As you can see there, she called him a star. He's very good at what he does. I trust him fully. They also adore the Kim and Chang implied that the upload was a gesture of solidarity with her. And the reason they asked this is the timing of the upload. Um, Dolphin's kidnapping group uploaded it a day after she was removed from her position as the CEO. And Min responded, "That's speculation by Hybe and Kim and Shang. I never told anyone to post it, and I don't think that's true." She said, "You don't," basically, she's saying, "You have no proof. You can't prove that they did it because they wanted to support me." And she also, a day before that, she also posted in her social media saying that, oh, maybe Dolphin's kidnapping group is actually going through something difficult right now because she was removed. So Kim and Shang is saying after you posted that on your social media, they uploaded the music video, meaning it was their way of telling you they are supporting you. When asked if she reviewed the final material, she said no, but I know his style and what's acceptable. I trusted him completely. We had a prior verbal agreement. He didn't need to ask permission again. So the verbal agreement that she had with him was blanket, so he can do whatever it is that he wanted, and she fully trusted him. Okay. Chairman Bang, she said, Chairman Bang wooed me into joining Hybe. So I told him it was very important to me that I'm able to create things my way. So that was her. That's another thing that she emphasized, that is a condition she set forth when she signed with Hybe. She made sure that she will be left alone and be allowed to create things and do things her way. Okay. Next. Now, another thing they uncovered, which is not really a surprise, we know this for quite some time now, that Dolphin's kidnapping group was bought by Kakao Entertainment. They were purchased by acquired by Kakao Entertainment. And the price tag was 21.5 million USD, okay, or 30 billion Korean won. So Kakao bought Dolphin's kidnapping group for 21.5 million USD. But the condition was that Shin Woo-sok and the management will reinvest 16 billion Korean won, or 11.5 million of that money back into Kakao Entertainment. Okay. So um they only went home with about 10 million US dollars, because the rest of the money they had to go back to Kakao Entertainment. So ADOR, through Kim and Chang, presented this to court. But the other condition in that purchase is that from 2021 to 2026, 5 years, Shin Woo-sok, or the Dolphins kidnapping group, had to come up with, they had to earn 12.9 million US dollars. So for 5 years, the condition was you need to earn 12.9 million US dollars. For a production company, that's a lot. That's a lot. So as you can see, they explained in the entire hearing, they were going to explain at some point in the hearing, they were going to explain that the other music group or production company that Adore worked with were able to were they all the other music all the other production companies that Adore worked with, they were getting paid anywhere between 150,000 to 300,000 for one music video. And so if you need, for 5 years, if you need to earn 12.9 million US dollars, that means that per year, essentially, you need to earn 2.2 million US dollars. And if you're getting paid on the high side, 300,000 US dollars per music video, imagine how many clients you need, how many things you need to shoot for you to get to that bottom line. Okay. So they emphasize this because they wanted to sort of, I guess, not really imply, but they are sort of making a case that she knew of the contract and wanted to help Dolphiners Group achieve their bottom line. Okay. So she was using the money of Hybe to push to Kakao Entertainment. Okay. So Adore, through Kim and Chang, asked, "Did you review the Kakao stock purchase agreement for the defendant from the defendant?" And she said, "No, I didn't. I passed it on. I don't remember though." Okay. And then Adore actually showed a Kakao Talk message where Min Hee Jin talked about the stock agreement. So the stock agreement of um, Dolphin's kidnapping group with SM Entertainment. So they said, like, why are you saying you didn't read it when in your Kakao Talk message, here you are talking to the ex-vice president of ADOR in about that contract. And she replied, they didn't understand contracts properly. So very, very quickly she turned around. She said, no, I didn't read it. And when she was presented with a Kakao Talk message, she said, well, they don't understand contracts properly. She was talking about Shin Woo Sok, and Vice President L exaggerated things. Shin Woo-sok didn't even get enough labor cost. We made 5 or 6 music videos with the same budget Hybe used for one. That's efficiency, not favoritism. So uh, initially she denied. No, I did not read their shareholders agreement. She was presented with a Kakao Talk message and she said, oh, well, they actually don't understand what they signed and they weren't paid enough. So she was insisting that the amount they paid him, she paid Dolphiners Group is not enough for the amount of work that they did. So for context, she paid Dolphiners Group 2.37 million US dollars for one video. Okay. But in with the other production houses that they worked with for New Jeans as well, they paid anywhere between 100,000 to 330,000 per music video. So the point of Hype is that how can you say, because if you would remember, she famously claimed in her press conference, the very first press conference she did, she famously claimed that she was able to create 5 music videos for the budget of one. Apparently, she was talking about her own budget because for Dolphiner, she paid them 2.37 million music video. Sorry, 2.37 million US dollars for one video. But with all the other production companies she worked with, she paid anywhere between 100 to 330,000. Put those together, the smaller music videos, the other music production companies, then yeah, it would even be smaller than the one that she paid Dolphiners Group. Okay, so she kind of manipulated what she said. Min Hee Jin, yeah, that's what she said. In we made 4 music videos for the price of one, but she was apparently referring to that one music video by Dolphiners and versus the 4 other music videos she did with other production houses. The thing is, had she just stuck with the other production houses, then she would have actually saved money. But she decided she was going to put one on Dolphiners and pay them a lot of money. Okay. Now, Min Hee Jin, in this entire thing, she was going back and forth between self assurance, very dismissive. She would feign ignorance. She did acknowledge that she verbally authorized Shin Wo Sok and Dolphiners Group, and she gave them blanket authority on on what they can do with the videos, the edit that they can make. So she admitted that. She was also minimizing legal and financial concerns by diverting it to creative freedom. Whenever she was getting asked about any kind of legality, revenue questions, why did you do this? You compromised the IP. She would always come back into talking about creative freedom, creating buzz, innovation. She would say that everything that you do is uh, predictable, that the reason I'm so good is that I know how to do all of these things. So she reframed accusation of favoritism as creative freedom and repeatedly asserted that she, not corporate policy, understood artistic value. And that was what she drove home in that questioning, that everything she did was for creative growth. It wasn't just about money. And the questioning, she would sort of frame it to mean that all Kim and Chang and all Adore was concerned about was money and revenue and formality. She was concerned about creative growth. And that is the reason she's claiming that New Jeans was able to achieve all the successes that she was able to cultivate for New Jeans. Okay. On the other hand, for Adore, they emphasize that her action damaged Adore financially by diverting views and, of course, the monetization to Dolphin's channel, that she colluded with Dolphin for personal and emotional reason after dismissal, and that she exercised poor governance, favoring intuition over contract compliance. Okay, so the question is, as you know, in the hearing of the termination of contract of New Jeans versus Adore, one of the things that the court emphasized is that the contract will have to be upheld. So they're saying that if we are just going to ignore the contract and talk about creativity and blah, blah, and blah this and emotional whatever, then what is the contract for? Right? And of course, the court doesn't like that. They are the court after all. So in this fight, we're going to have to see whether the court will see it that same way the other court did, or if they are going to put value in what she's saying, that all this is all in the interest of creative freedom, artistic value, and all of those things. Okay. Next. So after that, so this is just a summary of everything that was said: unauthorized upload, verbal contracts, favoritism, knowledge of cacao deal, upload to Dolphin's channel, timing of release, and governance. Those were the main points. Ador's argument versus what she was talking about. So if you can see there, it's all about creative freedom, all about efficiency. I know what's going on. Your content is boring, mine isn't. Right after this, or a day, almost a day after the hearing, Ador released a statement saying that HAERIN and HYEIN, the two youngest, okay, these two, the two youngest, are coming back to Ador. So this is the official English statement that they released. They released two statements. One is Korean and the other is official English for English media, for Western media. So they're saying that after thoughtful consideration with their respective families and thorough discussion with Adore, the two members have decided to respect the court's latest ruling and adhere to their exclusive contract with the label. Adore is committed to providing its full support to Herin and Yein to ensure seamless continuation of their artistic endeavors. We request the warm support from the fans and respectfully urge you to avoid engaging in unfounded speculation regarding the members. Within minutes, less than an hour, the three other girls, Minji, Hanni, and Daniel, released their own statement saying that after careful consideration and discussion, we have decided to return to Ador. One of our members is in Antarctica, so the notice was delayed. And since we have not yet received a response from Ador, we are inevitably sharing our statement separately. We will continue to bring you sincere music and performances. Thank you. Okay. So the other three members, this is just my speculation, by the way, but it seems that the three members, Hanni, Daniel, and Minji, were blindsided. They did not know the other two were already negotiating and meeting with Adore. Because something like this, it doesn't happen in a day, it doesn't even happen in 2 days. The mere fact that they were able to get this done from the time that the decision was handed down, which was about 9 days ago, in that short of a period of time, this was fast. So my speculation is that these three members did not know the two were negotiating. And when the two negotiated and released their statement, they were going back to Adore. They knew they were, that's it. That's the, as I've explained in my live stream this morning, they could have still gone through and pushed through with the appeal, but that will not be material anymore. It would be technically possible, but substantially not, because you need solidarity if you are going to claim to the court that the trust was breached. Okay, so that's why they rushed the statement. And the follow up statement of Adore stated that they are checking the sincerity of the three other members before they release the statement. And that, again, that is why I speculated the other two were already negotiating with Adore for some time now, because Adore themselves kind of hinted that the reason this partnership is pushing through, Herein and Yein coming back, is the negotiation that happened. There were deals that were made. Okay. So other fans are also sort of criticizing the other three members, Minji, um, Hanni, and Daniel. They're saying that they're not taking responsibility. They're still blaming Adore because they said Adore has not responded. And also, there is an assumption that they are immediately assuming that all they need to do is say they're going to come back and they can come back. Okay, so anyway, after that, um, one of the things that came about was the some reporters in South Korea uncovered that the father of Herin actually filed a civil case against the mother of Herin and all the other parents of the other members of New Jeans. So we know that the father of Herin sort of had a conflict with the mother of Herin to the point that the two fought in court for custody of Herin. And in the end, it was the mother who won. That's why they were able to continue with the lawsuit. But now they uncovered that even after the judge granted the mother full custody of Herin, the father went through with a civil case. He was essentially trying to block the lawsuit from pushing through, not the lawsuit, but the termination of contract. And after the initial decision, after the court dismissed all the claims of New Jeans and said that you have to go back to ADOR and fulfill your exclusive contract. That's when the father went to his child and the other child, Yein, and convinced them to go back to ADOR. And do remember that the father of Herin is kind of in the corporate world. He's actually a president of some company, and probably he knew the gravity of the decision. He probably read the decision and realized, yeah, you're not winning. And by the way, even the different lawyers that have YouTube channels in South Korea, all that were in favor of New Jeans before, they all admitted, almost all of them have actually caved in and said that this kind of decision will not lead to any kind of reversal. This is going to be upheld even all the way up to the Supreme Court. So even they knew that. And so most likely the father of Herin, given his knowledge in corporate world, he probably knew you're not winning. You're simply going to spend money with all of this appeal. You're going to lose years of your career. And then eventually, you will still have to go back to ADOR, finish your contract. By then, you're going to be very old by Korean standard. It's not worth it. Go back. And so that was, so here, Nujin's member's father's, Yein, sorry, I keep on saying Herin. Father saved Herin's life. So he was the father who insisted that the two girls, the two youngest members, actually come back. So it has been reported that Yein's father, the only parent, the second paragraph, I'm reading the second paragraph. However, it has been reported that Yein's father, the only parent, among the Nujin's members who opposed the termination of exclusive contract with ADOR, persuaded his daughter and Yein to make the decision to return to ADOR. And so he was the one who brokered it. So he was the one allegedly who negotiated with ADOR, first approached ADOR and said, let's negotiate. What do you want? I want my children to go back to ADOR. Okay. So allegedly, these are the things that they negotiated for. Number one, that Yein, Yein and Yerin will extend the contract to cover the years that they weren't working. So these are alleged by different the online speculation on what is part of that negotiation for them to be able to come back. So one is that the contract has to be extended to cover for the months or the years that they weren't working. Second is that pieces of evidence that ADOR may be able to use in court against Min Hee-jin. So there is Hee Jin Ho, who's a very controversial YouTuber, for now a freelance journalist in South Korea, stated that Dispatch is going to release a voice recording. And this is a phone call of Min Hee-jin. They said it's going to actually really damage her reputation and her credibility. But allegedly, it's part of the things that were surrendered to HYBE so that they can use it against Min Hee-jin and other pieces of evidence. Next is that the father negotiated, we will give you everything that you want, but you will not sue my daughter anymore. You're not going to ask her to pay any kind of fine, blah blah blah. So that's part of the negotiation. And so a lot of people think that that was the primary thing that the parent asked for, that the girls not be asked to pay any kind of fine anymore, and they will not be sued as well for anything. So we will have to wait, because I don't think, and we might have to wait years for this, because I don't think ADOR is going to release any kind of statement stating what is in the agreement that they agreed to get to take the two others back. Okay. So personal thing. More than anything, though, this is me now talking, not the media or what we're reading from the media. I don't want Hyde to forget that there are actual real victims in this case. And no, it's not even New Jeans. They were part of the ones that they are part of the group that actually initiated this entire conflict. But as we know, Les Seraphim and of course ILIT suffer the worst hate train, really one of the worst in the history of K-pop, to the point that people were getting convinced of things that weren't materially true. One of which is that people kept on saying that they were bad performers, they were bad at live singing. And then you watch the music videos, you watch the live performances and concerts of these girls, and they're like, they're good. So how can you even convince yourself and other people that they are bad? But the hate train was so bad that they were constantly being called bad performers and bad singers. And for somebody who's this is their living, right? So they got so much hate. I hope that Hype does not forget that they are the real victims. And so I do feel that since they were slandered and hated publicly, that they deserve a public apology as well. So the issue about the statement that was released by Minji, Hanni, and Daniel, is that there seems to be no remorse. They were simply saying, "Oh, we're coming back. Just wanted to let you all know that we're coming back. It's just that Adore hasn't released a statement, so we're already doing this. They're so slow." That doesn't sound anything like remorse, and they're not taking accountability. They need to know what they have done. And all this accusation, I've said this in the video that I released this morning and in the live stream last early this morning, that their belief that they were copied, that they were plagiarized, all of those, they have to get debriefed. They have to know that they actually sided with somebody who bullied everybody else. And okay, I will understand. As you know, I've always wished the best for them. That hasn't changed. But they have to know that they bullied somebody. A lot of the bullies in schools are minors. It does not abstain them from any kind of fault. So they have to take responsibility for what they have done. Okay, before I move on to 17 issue, do you have questions? Um, Adore needs to release a statement addressing all the chaos Nugent has started. They need to sincerely repent for every pain. I agree. That is more than anything, that was like my thing. Like if you're going to go back to Adore, you're definitely going to be encountering these women whom you damaged so much to the point where they thought they were going to disband. You need to take accountability. You need to sit down with them. You need to talk with them, apologize to them in private and apologize to them in public, but also realize that everything that you just said and did were wrong, right? That's really the number one thing. Will they pay legal fees at least? So the belief, and this is also my personal belief, by the way, I do think that part of what they negotiated is that the two members, Yerin and Yein, will not be asked to pay for the legal fees. I think that's part of the negotiation. And if I'm Hybe, if you give me the pieces of evidence, some pieces of evidence that I think I can use if it is valuable, I'm willing to forego the legal fees, because these guys are on retainers anyway. Hybe is already paying them regardless. So I think it's part of what the father negotiated for. He is a corporate guy. He knows how expensive that is. Remember that they had 15 lawyers. Oh, no, sorry, 12 lawyers. Hybe had 12 lawyers, and that doesn't include paralegals, researchers, clerks, all of those things, just the lawyers itself. So imagine the amount that they're going to have to pay. It's going to drain them. It's going to sink them. So I think the father negotiated for that. Don't make my children pay. How I wish I was in Korea. I would make a TV drama out of this and make loads of money, because let's be honest, who wouldn't watch it? Okay, no legal fees, so wrong. That's just my speculation. I'm not saying that that is what happened, but that's my speculation along with other lawyers and journalists. That's also what they are speculating. That's one of the things that the father negotiated for. Evidence enough to really get MHJ will be worth it. I'd make a press conference to apologize for all the lies, mandatory. I agree. And then in terms of the drama, that's actually one of the things. So I was talking with my friend, the friend that the Korean friend that I have, the one who watched AYS with me. Are you sure? So I was like, hey, do you know anybody from Netflix? Let's pitch a story. He said, no, I don't know anybody from Netflix. But I told him, let's pitch a story. This is really good, right? It's really good. You have like one narcissistic character. So, can they accept just two but not the other three? Thank you, A. Brown. That is possible for them to accept the other two but not the other three. Although I think it's all a matter. So, as I've mentioned, one of my one of the things that people are speculating in is that the other two have been negotiating with Hype for some time, right? And I'm sure that the other two girls also had their own lawyers to make sure that their needs are covered. So they are, I think one of the things that the other three, Minji, Henny, and Daniel, will realize is that you can't just return like that. You can't just walk in and say, okay, I'm just going to follow the court orders. So they will probably, this is going to be a reality check for them that nothing is free. Nothing is free. You drag this entire company to the ground, almost to the ground. Well, you're going to have to pay the price. So I think, um, even if they accept, assuming they accept, it will be with a lot of conditions. Thank you, Wonder Human. Thank you. Hani must especially must pay. Yeah. Because Hani, I think she the other thing that I think is happened is that nobody's telling them the reality, the legal reality of what they have done and the possible things that they the consequences of what they did. In other words, Hani, I don't think is aware that she could be subjected to perjury. I don't think she knows that. Or even if somebody had told her, it hasn't sunk in that what you did is perjury. Everything that you said in court, that's perjury if it wasn't true. I think it's possible someone told her about it, but no one has really sat down and tell her, okay, listen here. The court does not like being lied to. So I think that's one of the things that they are that Adore is going to emphasize to her, that you can go to jail for perjury. So, okay, let's move on to the 17 issue. So this happened several days ago, allegedly. It's just that somebody forwarded this to me. And I actually, as you know, I'm not very familiar with 17. I don't know their game. I've listened to some of the songs of 17, and I kind of know the history that they produce their own tracks, all of those things. And as you know, we all know that they have the most album with the biggest physical sales in South Korea, about 5 point something million. So that much I know, but other things I'm not really in touch with this. So okay. So allegedly, the parent of Vernon, the mom specifically, the parent of Vernon, posted this on social media. Okay. So she said BTS built the company that was able to buy Pledis. The company 17 built. Okay. They wanted 17 to offset the inevitable income loss that would occur as BTS members were taking leave for their conscriptions. And the investment paid off. 17 brought in steady earnings for a few years transition period that contributed to Hybe's ability to expand and build up the next generation groups that are doing so well today. So they're talking about the SSERAFIM and HYEIN, um, CORTIS, IHEART. 17 knew there would be trade-offs as a group that would have to share their spotlight with such a behemoth of a company. But ultimately, the capital that Hybe represented was the honey pot for Pledis, who maintained managing rights. This ultimately proved to be the model for Hybe's acquisition of other popular groups and their agencies. 17 themselves tried to keep their focus on the music as a group and its distinct pop sound, as well as support members' individual production without getting too caught up in the competitive aspect of the industry. This formula has proven successful as they continue to sell out stadium venues throughout Asia while remaining humble as artists and grateful to Karats, their fandom, supporting them in whatever numbers all over the world. So when I initially read this, I was like, okay, so she's a mother. She wants to emphasize that her kid contributed to the transition period when BTS wasn't there. 17 did sell a lot, and she's a mother who wants to make sure that the contribution of the group of her son is actually recognized. I don't see anything wrong with it, in other words. Okay. So I was like, yeah, she's a mom. Give it to her. Tell her what she needs to hear about her kid. I mean, She's the mother. If I want to brag about my niece, let me brag about my niece. Support me because I love her and she's like my daughter. So I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, then the comments came in. Okay. Okay. So some of the comments sent her, so some people commented, and this is what she said. In addition, Big Bang's success played a huge role in inspiring BTS and 17's self production, but few are talking about them. Also, the success of Psy's Gangnam Style in 2012, while both groups were in training, might rightfully be considered the act that truly paved the way. And this is when Hellstorm started. Because she's essentially saying that BTS did not pave the way. It was actually Big Bang, and that was a lot for a lot of people. They were that was a shade. That was a shade towards BTS. She's essentially saying that group did not pave the way. It was Big Bang. So that was when the hellstorm started. So um a lot of people interpreted this to mean that they feel that, or at least the mother felt that her kid, is not getting enough recognition for what they have done, and all the attention is going to BTS, who didn't even pave the way. That's what people are saying. Now, in relation to this, allegedly, not allegedly, because I did hear the interview, one of the members of 17 actually spoke about their contract renewal. Okay. So, as we all know, the contract of BTS is structured very, very differently. We have never seen anything like this before. I have never seen the contract. I've never seen the contract. But based on what we're just seeing, the mere fact they were given so much stocks in Hybe, as we all know, as a collective, meaning the seven members together, they are the fifth biggest shareholder of Hype. Okay. As individuals, they're not, but as a collective, they are. Okay. So aside from that, they have full autonomy. Big Hit is a private company. They don't have they don't have board of directors in Big Hit. So essentially, they just need to get the approval of the CEO for anything that they do. But then the CEO is only in charge of primarily the the business side of it, the creatives. It's all up to BTS. So they are, and then there are talks that it's not really time bound, that the exit, all of those things. So the contract is structured, but I believe it was Hoshi. I have the face in my head, but in one of the interviews, he sort of expressed how disappointed he sounded with the contract that they got when they renewed. He said something like, "We're doing so well. Is this all we're gonna get?" Okay. So a lot of people kind of put that two and two together, that the members were expecting more from their contract and they didn't get it. On the other hand, here is BTS, who's getting way more than everybody else is getting. Okay. You want to go down, baby? Just say bye. Say bye bye. Say bye. Say bye. Bye bye. My paws are dirty because I went out. I say bye. I love you. Okay. Um so that's kind of like how fans are putting it together, that they felt that 17 was expecting more from their contract and they didn't get it. Now, just wanted to put this in perspective. Even I acknowledge the contribution of a lot of people, actually acknowledge the contribution of 17 in Hype. I really do not think there's anybody who's denying that, right? However, they haven't really, as you know, we all know by now that the big box are really coming from the Western market. That's why everybody's trying to get into the Western market. Oh, thank you, Ophelia. Thank you so much. The big box, the money, the huge money is actually really coming from the Western market. And that is something that 17 has not really been able to do. They have some good fans, in a good size fans in the Western market, but they haven't really penetrated it the way, forget BTS, but not even the way TXT has been able to do it. And so That's one. Second is that how many members do they have? 12, 13? I don't even know. Versus 7. So the distribution of the money is going to be smaller because there are more people that will be benefiting from it. There's more mouths to feed. You have 12, 13 members, 13 members. So they have 13 members. You have 13 road managers, managers as they call it. You have 13 managers, 13 this, 13 that. Everything is compounded. So the expenses, that's way more. And so, and then the other thing is that you simply cannot expect the kind of privileges that BTS is getting to be given to anybody else for obvious reasons. They built Hybe, and Hybe is the company that bought Pledis. 17 may have built Pledis, but BTS was the is the one that built the company that bought you. We bought you, right? So that's my other thing. However, she's a mom. It's always 100 times, 200 times, a million times more painful for the parent than it is for the child. The child being in the industry probably understands way more than what most of us actually understand about the situation. But she doesn't because all she sees is her child and she wants the best for her child. So I kind of understand where she's coming from. But also, imagine, just imagine what's going to happen. And this is actually Billboard saying that no K pop group or group in general has ever been able to accomplish what Bangtan has this century for creating a global community, expanding K-pop well outside of its genre, and delivering 7 successful pop star solo acts. And BTS truly paved the way. But imagine if a BTS parent said these things. If a BTS parent said anything like, nobody else paved the way but our children. They're good. Imagine if one of the parents said, yeah, Big Bang is great. They did a lot. Psy is great, but BTS paved the way. Imagine how Korea is going to react if one of the parents of BTS actually said it. They will not be given a pass, right? So why is everybody else given a pass except for the ones that truly paved the way? No, Vernon has not said anything. They'd be speaking the truth. Yeah, but still, they will not be forgiven for this, right? So that's the only thing. It's like everyone is talking against BTS, saying this and that against BTS. The minute BTS opens their mouth, they're going to be criticized for it heavily. So I kind of understand. I know how painful it could be. I mean, I've definitely been in that situation with my niece when I felt she was being slighted. I just went batshit crazy against somebody else because I was like, "You're not gonna hurt my child. You're not gonna do that." So I kind of understand what my dog's fur. So, but then you know, it's just like. But then, if a parent of BTS says this, they're going to be criticized so heavily. He's very grounded for his. We need the cyber. Vernon is too cool for that. Yeah, I don't know much about Vernon, but I haven't heard him say anything. The only thing I've heard from 17 themselves would be that issue in contract termination. I'll try to remember where I had heard it, but I know it was an interview. I know the face of the member, and he was talking about like, they did renew their contract. It's just that when they saw it, they were like, "We're doing so well. Is this all that we're getting?" So yeah, I mean, there are 13 members. You definitely became very, very big in Asia, but not much traction in the US and in Europe. And then the other thing is that physical albums, that's great, but we all know by now that sustaining success will have to rely on the consistency across different measures. So physical albums, concerts, and also streaming and brand deals as well. But why is it BTS's fault? As Yoongi said, what does your failure have to do with my success or vice versa? I think because yeah. Well, you're right. It's just that I think people, because they're still there. Imagine being the most streamed group 3 years into your hiatus. Because effectively actually they're kind of still in their hiatus as BTS. They're doing individual activities sporadically. They have brand deals here, fashion week here, blah blah blah, but no official group activity. So in effect, they're still in hiatus as a group, still the most streamed group. If 17 is not happy with their contract, go after the company, not shade BTS. How is this different from the New Jeans experience as well? Yeah. Now, the other thing is that the parent of this account has never admitted she's the mother of Vernon. It just became like a common knowledge in the fandom that it's the mother of Vernon, but she never admitted to it. As a matter of adults, I definitely advise them, but I don't get in their business. That weakens my child. Cultural? Maybe. Vernon's mom is American. Vernon's mom is American. Okay, that changes the perspective. Right, the mom was wrong to bring BTS into this. Oh my god, I'm so late. Is she naming BTS to get more interest? Could be. Could be. Our seven have 14 strong parents and an international army. We have the strongest fan base ever, built on blood, sweat, and spit. Tete side eye. BTS karma ultimately comes for everyone that speaks against them. Is Vernon's mom? A no, I don't know. um, okay, BTS has no fights with these other groups. They're just drawn into the situation. They get dragged. They get dragged into this. Hi, just the tea, please. Yeah, they get dragged into situations they never asked to be dragged into. I mean, we saw the post of RM, which really excited me. He posted in Weverse, and he said that everyone is really working very hard for this album, and as expected of a leader, he's going to shine a light on everyone of his group members as they work. But that kind of puts everything into perspective. Like it's like an eye in the storm where everything is in chaos, and BTS is just focused on what they're supposed to do, right? So okay. All right. Let's start with move on to the next topic. They are friends with 17, so the mom should know better. Has she been hanging out with Miss? I don't know. Okay, so the South Korean president actually kind of made some announcement that shocked a lot of people, and a lot of people think is going to affect the K-pop industry, and I'm going to discuss how and why. So the National Tax Services opened investigations into 17 ticket scaling business and individuals accused of concealing roughly 20 billion Korean won, approximately 13.8 million in income for secondary ticket market sales. Now, I did not know this, but apparently for Korea, reselling isn't is well, we all know this. There are scalpers, right? So people or individuals that will buy tickets in bulk and then resell it, and they're not necessarily a resell ticketing. Okay, so this is just people that are going around saying, "I have this many tickets. How much are you willing to pay?" So the probe focuses on the top 1% of sellers on major ticket trading platforms, about 400 entities who reportedly control nearly half of all secondary market transactions. The same way Live Nation and Ticketmaster does. So they control the trading platforms, but they also have individuals on the ground that are selling person to person, P2P. Okay, so they are concentrating on that. So they cited an example. Private school teachers, imagine that. Public institution employees and organized businesses engaging in ticket resale. So they have people that are in different schools, because as you know, schools, there are fans of K-pop groups. They are the ones that are selling to these kids, and the average annual volume per person among the targeted group is approximately 67 million Korean won, or 46,000 US dollars. So they are targeting these people. So the probe revealed that it's not just the trading platform. They actually have people in schools, in offices, in different, even government offices, and they are the ones that are selling the tickets directly. Now, the NTS, the National Tax Service, noted that these activities threaten the concept of cultural basic rights because fan culture is being commercially exploited through inflated resale practices. Exactly what Ticketmaster is doing. Okay. So they're saying that's not right. K-pop, so his point of view, the president's point of view, is that K-pop is one of the exports of our country, and we need to nurture the market that is supporting that industry. But if you are going to exploit them, it's not going to be healthy. We need instead to be taking care of them. Okay, I thought you need ID to use tickets in South Korea. Yes. So what happens is that, so for example, I'm a P2P seller, I'm a high school teacher, and I have students, and I tell them, okay, instead of going to the ticket platform, you can buy it from me. Okay, so I'll sell it to you. And then because I have, me as a teacher, I have linked to the trading platform, I can arrange everything. So I'll change the names, all of those things. But the difference is that you don't have to go to the platform. Okay. So what this means for the industry, so he directed the National Tax Services and the police to focus on this investigation. It signals a shift, of course. The government is treating ticket scalping not only as a fan access issue, but as a tax evasion and regulatory matter. So everyone is saying that that is how the president is cracking down on it, by using the legal way. So, of course, there are tax evasion laws in his country. So he's using that to crack down on these people. Okay, next, secondary market with massive markups, 2.5, so two and a half upwards, are attracting scrutiny. For example, one travel agency reportedly bought large volumes of resold it to two and a half times the price. So I did not know this, but there are travel agencies in South Korea where included in the package is the ticket. So you get in touch with this travel agencies and you tell them, I want to go there to watch the BTS concert. Can you help me get tickets to BTS's concert? They will buy it for you. Now, they're not actually buying it for you. They have a connection to the ticketing platform. So they simply will tell the ticketing platform, okay, give me 7 or give me 10. But then they will be selling it to the other person, to the traveler, to the foreigner, to the visitor, to the tourist, for two and a half price. So double or triple the price that was originally that the ticket is going for. So this they abuse this system, because usually many of these concerts, once it gets, the tickets get released, it's all automatically sold out. So if I want to travel to Korea to watch BTS's concert, I'm just gonna scour for any sources that I can, right? I'm just, okay, whatever. You have tickets, I'll just buy it. 3 times the price, whatever. So and then they will say, oh, that's okay. You're gonna buy it for 3 times the price from me, but you're going to get discounts on hotels, on whatever. That's how they get this tourists. I did not know that there are travel agencies that would actually do this. Okay. In US, it's called the RICO Act, the way Capone was brought down. Yeah. Okay. Artists, agencies, and promoters may feel the ripple effect, of course. If access becomes more regulated or pricing becomes more transparent, resale driven revenue streams shrink and fan perception shifts. Now, um, what one thing that might happen is that people are not simply going to travel. If I have absolutely no way of getting the ticket except for the legal way, and that is not anymore an option for me, it's already sold out, then okay, I'm not going to travel because there's just no way for me to get tickets. So then it's going to regulate the secondary market from actually earning because of this. Okay. Not that it's the artist's fault. Okay, agencies and promoter can reclaim value by better controls on official resales, distribution, and ticket membership and loyalty programs, and direct to fan models that reduce dependency on volatile reselling markets. So, one of the things that the artist can do is actually strengthen their membership, the fan club membership. Okay. So one of the things that they can say is, okay, you will always have, and it should be the case that you will always have priority. So the tickets get released first to all of you. So if there is, for example, if there are 100,000 members of a fan club and the capacity for one night is 50,000 and you're going there for 2 nights, the assumption is that all the 100,000 people in your fan club that have the ability to buy should be able to buy, right? Okay. So the teachers will need to teach. Isn't this what concierge have done for ages? Yes, but the difference is that many of these ticketing platforms in South Korea have made it an official business where they will withhold the tickets from the regular people that are buying the tickets. Like for me, if I just go to their ticketing platform and just buy it, they will withhold it because they're going to be earning more from travel agencies. That's the difference. Because supposedly, the ones that are going to the platform should be the priority. And whatever is not sold by the platform, that's when you tap all of these resellers and say, okay, I have whatever, 10,000 tickets that I haven't disposed. Go ahead and resell it. But that's not what's happening. They're prioritizing all of these resellers over regular ticket buyers. Okay. When fans see access being limited or prices inflated, it affects, of course, the brand trust. Agencies that proactively protect fans may gain goodwill. And that's what I discussed. Then the agency can actually make it a strict policy that if there are 100,000 members in the membership of the fan club, then the assumption is that there will at least be one ticket for each member. Okay. So the other thing that the president of South Korea started is a crackdown on misinformation. Won't this drive the practice underground? It's already underground. It might drive the practice even more underground. Well, yes, that's what happened. Any kind of laws that you implement and you become stricter on something, the tendency is for that to shift to underground. Yes, that's definitely an option. Does this affect BTS Army? Only if it's going to affect BTS Army, I guess, in a positive way, if it is implemented correctly. If it's implemented correctly, then the idea is that the tickets will be released to BTS members, to BTS fan club membership first. And so that means that resellers will have no place in that. So that could possibly affect us in a good way if implemented correctly. Poor BTS will have to tour capacity for 40 million. They're going to be touring for 10 years straight. Okay. So the other thing that the South Korean president actually started is a crackdown on misinformation. So online, basically, hate speech. He's going after it. Okay, this is actually very interesting. Okay, so he said, so the government, he actually did a speech here as a screenshot of him delivering the speech. He said that the government claims that the false information, he claims that the false or distorted content poses threats to national security, democratic processes, and social cohesion. For example, one article claimed police raided homes of journalists investigating the so-called fake news issues. So he's saying that your freedom of speech, if not used properly, is actually painting the government in the wrong way or the police in the wrong way. You are compromising the image of the government just as so you can enjoy free speech. Okay, so he's going after that. And this is him, the actual speech of him talking about it. So he argued that unchecked online vitriol erodes public trust, fuels polarization, and undermines institutions like elections and judiciary. So he linked this to recent events, including the 2024 martial law crisis under Yoon, the previous president that was ousted because he implemented martial law. Can you imagine? In this day and age, someone is actually implementing martial law in such a in a first world country. of all places. Okay, where conspiracy theories proliferated platforms like YouTube and X, contributing to societal fractures. And so he said democracy thrives on truth, not division. He stated urging officials to root out digital threats with the same resolve as physical ones. So he's saying that a speech misinformation is just as bad as physical assault. That's what he's saying. And he's instructed the police to go after them just as hard. South Korea's president tells police and civil officials that hate speech and misinformation spread on social media must be considered a crime that goes beyond the limits of freedom of expression and must be severely punished as it is a threat to democracy. Okay, so a lot of K pop fans, I'm not going to talk politics, I'm going to focus specifically on K pop and the Korean entertainment industry. So he instructed law enforcement to prioritize investigations into organized disinformation. You know of someone who's actually doing this. And collaborate with tech firms for real-time monitoring. This builds on existing laws like the 2021 Information and Communications Network Act, but signals a shift toward proactive enforcement with potential amendments to classify repeat offenders under national security statutes. Okay, so let's leave behind all the politics and just focus on the entertainment industry of South Korea. Okay. We know that SM Entertainment actually was proven to have used a company that disseminates false information about HYBE and the different artists of HYBE. We also know that it is an existing practice for many of the entertainment companies to be paying influencers, noisemakers online to proliferate false information about different celebrities and idols. So now a lot of the fans of K-pop idols, of all the celebrities in South Korea, are very happy because then it is going to make it harder for these people to start the hate train. Because remember, he is saying that if you are saying things that are false, it is just as bad as physical assault. So if you say someone, for example, he was she he sorry, the manager of this group, if somebody says the manager of this group bullied me and instructed that group to ignore me, and that hurt my feelings, the president is saying that is just as bad. If what you're saying is false, that is just as bad as assaulting another person. So then it's going to deter people from saying the wrong thing, not being accurate, or saying things they are not sure about, because they will be prosecuted just as hard as somebody who assaulted somebody. Next, we know that there is a news program and a television channel in South Korea who disseminated a video, put it on their news prime time, claiming that this is Suga, that this is him on a bike, on a scooter, traveling this fast in the road, only for it to be proven false. That will be punishable just as hard as someone who assaulted somebody. Okay. That is now what people are concentrating on. Okay. So, um, if you go back to my interview with the lawyer, corporate lawyer, and also an entertainment lawyer, Ken, if you go back to that interview, we talked about this, like freedom of expression, right? Because at one point he's saying that he's not saying that a lie is actually protected. He's just saying that a lie, if you lie, it does not necessarily mean you committed a crime. Because aside from intent, damage has to be proven. If you were intending for something evil, but the result is something positive, that weakens your case. It's always a case to case basis with this lawyer, but he's just saying that it's a lie against one person lying about somebody else won't necessarily put you in jail. Okay, that's what he's saying. So And I was like, so what is the freedom of but then also it does not necessarily mean you won't be in trouble just because you say the truth. It all depends on the case. And so my question to him was like, so what is freedom of expression for? And he said that freedom of expression was actually put there to protect citizens from the government. It's not the citizens against the citizens. It's the citizens against the government. So the government will not be able to touch the citizens. That's why it's there. It protects the citizens' rights to say something against their government. So if you want to say the president is stupid, you should be able to say that without consequence. If you want to say this is wrong, you're destroying our lives, talking to the president, your speech should be protected. But saying something like Suga is this, Jungkook is this, RM is this, Jimin is this, it does not protect you from consequence because you're attacking another human being. So now a lot of the questions that people have with this case is that what are you asking for as a president? Are you saying that we can't say anything against anybody or anyone, including the government? If we express our frustration, we can get into trouble. So a lot of people are saying it's understandable. If I lie about anybody, it does not absolve me from consequence. But what if I want to say something bad about you? What if I want to curse you? It used to be protected. Me as a citizen of South Korea, if I curse the president, that used to be okay. That's part of our freedom of expression. I have to be able to, I should enjoy my right to disparage you because you are serving me as a citizen. So a lot of the journalists and lawyers, that's the question that they have. Sure, it's going to protect celebrities. And it's really good for the mental health of idols because then people can't just disparage them. That's understandable. And to a certain extent, that's good, especially if the idol or celebrity is a minor. But what about our freedom of speech to criticize and curse you? Not just the president, but the government. So that is sort of the two sides of the story. So they're happy that Kakao can't just, or SM Entertainment can simply pay a company so that they can disseminate bad and wrong information about Hybe or disparage a minor, a K-pop idol. They're happy about that. But what about where is the line drawn? So it's not as black and white as people think it is. Okay, so all right. So I've gone through all of that. These are the journalistic freedom, economic ramification of the entire thing. So the bigger impact in K-pop and broader entertainment is that, okay, one, for fan culture and online communities, now there will be severe penalties for hate speech. So what they did to Wonyoung, what that girl did to Jungkook and Taeyong, thank you. Nadira, thank you so much. So that will have that will have severe punishments. As you know, um, there's been a slew of hate campaigns against BTS members in the last since they came back. Actually, since they started becoming popular, that there is a slew of hate speech. So that will have severe punishment now. And remember, Hague Convention exists. They can sue somebody in India because India is part of that Hague Convention. And India has a deal with South Korea. However, it also risks overreach. So there is parody edits of misinformation that could alienate other fandoms. So often mobilized via memes, right? So memes is a huge part in pop culture. And then of course there's artist protection and mental health. This is good, especially for artists who are minors. I do believe that when you're talking about a minor, you shouldn't just have the freedom to say whatever it is that you want to say. That's a child. And that's just something that it's not always like the child is innocent, but still a child. And that's just something that we all need to agree we need to protect. You can't just say anything you want to say to a child. But then also agencies like Hybe, SMYG may invest in AI moderation tools, but smaller labels could struggle with compliance. So that could widen the divide. in compliance with this, then HYBE, SMYG, JYP, they can employ AI moderation tools to crack down on this. So, for example, for HYBE, they have this AI moderation tool. They can go and trace who these people are that are saying bad things or disseminating false information about their idols. But the smaller agencies won't have that ability. So while HYBE, SM, and YJ and JYP may be able to protect their idols, their artists, the smaller agencies won't be able to do that. So it's kind of unfair. Their point is that if the government is going to implement this, then they have to sort of equal the playing field. And then the long term cultural shift, of course, positive for inclusivity, because a lot of people are suffering from this, but also it targets people's right to say something against the government because it's not clear. The truth is not, the line is not clearly drawn. There's a difference between saying the police are corrupt and saying the police raided a journalist house to shut me up, or am I wrong? There is a difference. If you're So this is based on my conversation. If you go back to that interview, you will hear him say it. There is a difference between reporting the truth versus an accusation. If, for example, you say that, and that's why I keep on telling everybody, concentrate on the action, don't call people names. So instead of saying someone is stupid, tell them, say that I asked him what is the answer for the question 1 plus 1, and he said 3. So that's factual, right? If I say that, I asked someone 1 plus 1, what's the answer? And he said 3. And I reported it. That's just what happened. I'm reporting it. Now, if I say that guy is stupid, that's different. That's not what happened. So, yes, there is a difference between reporting an event, concentrating on what happened, versus disparaging someone. So, the safest way to do things would be to say things that are factual. Drop the adjective and the insults. Okay, will that include K Media? How is he planning to fix that one? That is another good question, because a lot of people are saying, especially a lot of armies are saying this. You should be able to take away the license of channels or broadcast media that are repeatedly disseminating the wrong information. What they did to Suga, disseminating that video, claiming that that is Suga, and they did it again. That is not the first time that they've actually done it. They are repeated offenders. Their license to operate should be taken away. That's what fans want. And for Sojang, for example, this girl that disparages different idols, and that included Taeyong and Jungkook, and of course Wonyoung. She's a repeat offender, so she should get longer jail time. She got 2 years, 3 years, I think, jail time. So they're saying that you have to go after the media as well, because they keep on using their freedom of expression rights to defend what they are doing. And all they do is apologize, but they're not changing their ways. So that's what others are fighting for. Yes. The president past behavior will all of a sudden disappear. Is that factual? The president past behavior will all of a sudden disappear. Is that factual? What do you mean? If you say that, is that something factual? Opinions are protected, but there is a difference between opinion and speculation. So I don't know if I'm interpreting your question correctly. If I'm not, let me know. But if you express um, an opinion cannot be proven. Speculation can be proven or not. So if you say, "Well, I just stated my opinion," that really depends. Can that opinion be proven or disproven? If it can, then it's not an opinion, it's an speculation. So you cannot pass it as a fact or as an opinion. They broke in Hive a few years ago. Who? Like HANNI did in the assembly. Yes. So that's another thing. People are saying, yes. So that's another thing that a lot of people are raising, that if you are saying that you are going to be very strict in what people are saying, then you have to go after people who committed perjury. And yes, HANNI is included. Well, New Jeans is actually included in that because they did say a lot of inaccurate things or untrue things based on the court decision. So they have to be held accountable. How does he plan to apply this equally? Unfortunately, there are no details in his speech. A lot of the reports are still concentrated on his speech, and that's all the details. We're getting all the details from that. So for now, bye, Celeste. Bye. Good night. It's been a good live, but I have an early morning. Okay, good night. Bye. So yeah, so there's yes, that's the question. And then the other, as I've said, is that where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Where do you say this is still protected, this protected speech? And where do you say you have to suffer the consequences of what you said? And as I've said, based on my interview with the lawyer, he's saying that person to person, disparaging another person, that's not freedom. That you there is consequence to that. You saying something against the government is protected because that law was written to protect people from the government. It's a very slippery slope, yes. In essence, being nasty that deeply affects a person's humanity, one that disrupts their authentic identity and the trust that forms the foundation of human relationships leading to loss of self-respect. Yes. Okay. So a lot of heavy topics. So why don't we shift to something light? How's that? So that I will end this live with everybody happy, just thinking about the abs of BTS. How's that? We need JYP involved in this because of the Banchan Felix case. I guess he will be. I think he's going to be involved in this. Happy time, yes. So my first good news is that Gabriella is still in the chart. So this is their 16th week in Hot 100. They actually went up. So they are now at number 33. I'm really hoping that they get to crack the top 20, but this is good news. In fact, the group is actually being mentioned by more and more mainstream media in here. I'm going to show you in a bit. So congratulations to KATSEYE. As you know, my favorite and my bias is Sophia because she's from the Philippines, the leader of KATSEYE. So I'm very, 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 very proud of her. Also, Twice, they are my favorite group. Takedown and Strategy, both songs are still inside Billboard Hot 100. So Takedown is at 77 and Strategy at 73. And so this actually, they are nominated for Grammys. Yes, I hope they win. I really do. So Twice extends their lead as the longest charting song by a Korean girl group with 18 weeks for Takedown. So that is the one that is at number 77, 18 weeks. A lot of people predict that Strategy is actually going to stay longer than Takedown, but let's see. So this extends their lead. I'm so happy for them. And so you know, their concert is already sold out. They are playing in more venues, in more dates. It's just that they are smaller venues. And I've explained why. I think it's all about widening their reach more than going deeper into the fandom. Okay, picks of the day. Yes, I'm going to give you picks of the day. And then Le Seraphim and J Hope stayed one more week inside Billboard Hot 100. A lot of people were shocked because the midweek prediction actually put them at number 100. And so people thought like 100, that's kind of like shady. So that's a very janky position, but they managed to stay inside the chart. So please continue streaming. Let's keep them one more week. If we keep them one more week, it's going to be J Hope's longest charting song inside Billboard Hot 100. So the longest he's ever been there is 2 weeks, which I think is just not right. He should stay there longer for one song. So if we can manage one more week, it's going to be his longest charting song inside Billboard 100. So please continue playing that. And it's really an enjoyable song. And then CORTIS is crossing 1 million albums sold in Circle Chart. And because it is Circle Chart, it's actually shipped. These are the albums that were scanned, not delivered. So congratulations to Cortez. They did say in their interview that they recorded songs in LA. So I'm looking forward to the second album, although they also stated they don't know when it's going to be released. But happy for Cortez. Okay, JYP revenue report 1 million. Yes, almost a million, a 960 something. So they're almost there. They're almost there. And they also, of course, one of the targets of the fandom of Cortis is to get them to 1 billion streams. They want them to be the fastest group to cross 1 billion. Right now, the fastest is New Jeans. The second fastest is SSERAFIM. So the fandom is trying to push them to be the number one. Okay, JYP revenue report. So they recorded the highest revenue ever. So this is their gross 166.8 million US dollars or 232 billion US dollars. So that's an increase of 36.5 year on year. Their operating profit went up by 15.7%. They now have 29.3 million US dollars. And net profit is also 19.5 million US dollars, an increase of 30%. So they've always been very efficient in their spend. So I'm not really surprised about their net profit. But of course, the consequence of that is that their expansion is actually slower. So these are some of the things that contributed to that good outing. Can you give me 1 second? Okay. So the primary contributor would be Stray Kids and of course Twice. For the Twice World Tour, the Stray Kids albums, those contributed to the profit that they have for this year. And so they released 7 new albums. Stray Kids, Twice, Group and Solo, Day 6, and Kickflip. The only thing that I have is not really not really, but I feel like kickflip is not getting the kind of attention that they should. They're pretty good, but they're not getting that kind of attention that they should be getting. I think they should be promoted better at this stage. So for physical, they made waves physical and of course streaming, so it's a well balanced thing for them. And then the other thing that they are saying that they could have earned more, it's just that they extended the contract of some of their acts. And because allegedly the act that renewed their contract, this is ITZY, by the way, they received some bonus. So that eat up some of their net profits. So artist fee, impact from artist contract renewal, and largest ever management revenue. Okay, so they said we could have earned more, but then of course they need to renew the contract. Don't they have another GG? They didn't really mention NMIX. That's the other girl group. But yeah, I thought they were pretty good. I thought in the beginning they were going to go toe to toe with IVE, and of course Le Seraphim, but that is not happening. So I'm not saying that they're doing bad. They're just not doing as well as IVE. Okay. um so the thing is that, so they actually talked about their plans for the rest of the year and also in 2026. And it's just funny how the multi-label system of Hybe has been so criticized and everyone is actually doing it. And now JYP is also doing it. They are instituting a multi-label system. They said that they are enhancing it. They want to develop key creative talents, strengthen artist IP, and diversify tech-based business, including AI artists. All of these things being done by Hybe. So Miss Fairlane, is the stressful situation now the same or worse as it was before when Bangtan was just starting to become big? Because I cannot imagine how your early army survived such a straightful timeline. I think one of the advantages of being an early army, at least for me, was I wasn't really much was the lack of social media penetration as it is today. So that time, the reason I was on Twitter was just to read their tweet, the tweet of BTS. They were way more active then. But I wasn't really participating in the discussion. And so my feed wasn't really being fed with hate. And as the fandom grew and grew and grew, then people started joining Twitter, participating in the discussion. So I would say we were much more relaxed then than we are now. Now I actually had to work on my algorithm to not be fed by those information. Okay, so they want to enhance all of these things that they're saying they are going to be dealing with for 2026 and the rest of 2025. Hybe is already doing multi-label system, creative talents, IPs of their talents, of their artists, diversify text-based business, including AI. Okay, so they will concentrate on that for 2026. They want to enhance partnership with China and global IP licensing, exactly what BTS is already, Hybe is already doing. Diversify all-time sales, including character MD, create synergy for us. So all of those things, these are tech-based development. Um, and then fan shop cost optimization, enhance global fan experience through paid membership. So they are going to launch something similar to Weverse, where they encourage, fans are actually encouraged to to read, to spend. So these are the things that they are, that they did for Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, and then more things that they will be doing for 2026 and the rest of 2025. uh, I just limited my SNS, so I had no idea. I'm an early army, and I agree. I did not do any social media until the last few years, so it was way more relaxed. Yeah, it was just about really supporting the boys. We were going to them directly. Their social media, there was a fan account, the Daum fan community. Then, okay, so the social media, sorry, the Western media, whenever they report on Hybe, they really concentrate just on the act. So this was an article about the nomination of Cat's Eye, and they reported on the earnings call of Hybe. And this is surprising because the angle that they chose to report was really, um, all about the different acts and what they are doing, not a lot on the scandals, the conflict and stuff. So they wrote about Cat's Eye. It was also picked up by other publications. So they said that Cat's Eye is kind of validating that the Hybe global US production strategy is working in the Western market, because Hybe is actually applying the same principles that they are using for other groups. So the success of Cat's Eye is proof that it will work in the Western industry for as long as you find the right talent. They reported on the concert revenue. They recorded because there were more tours. So they recorded a higher revenue, and that includes Jin. Hybe also, they reported that Hybe posted a record quarterly revenue of 524.7 million. And then they report on the early stage growth in Latin America, and that it's showing promise. So those are the things that they decided to pick up. They didn't mention anything about Bang Shiyuk, about New Jeans, nothing of this sort. When they reported, it was like, oh, they have this revenue. This act is actually doing well. They didn't even mention Bang Shiyuk. So you can see the difference in reporting and what is interesting for the Western market versus what is interesting for Korean market. Because whenever the earnings call of of BTS, of Hybe actually happens, Korean social media and whatever, they're concentrating on, oh, but BTS is coming back, oh, but this is whatever, this is happening with Hybe. That's not how it is in the US market. So that's just an interesting contrast. High Heart Media is also now joining TikTok. They're going to create, this is so funny, because they are going to launch a podcast network and digital radio station. And when I heard digital radio station, I said, that's just streaming. I was like, radio is radio. You put it digital, that's just streaming, right? So it's it's nice to see how they have to do mental gymnastics just to keep themselves relevant. But if you are planning to create your own content, just know that this is an opportunity for you. Voice only, if you don't want your face shown. Voice only will work, because iHeart is going to work with TikTok to boost this. So it's podcast. They just want to call it digital radio. But that is an option for you. I know some of you actually create your own content. Okay. Next is Live Nation's 2025 investor presentation. This is also an interesting one. So they claimed that 35 million tickets go unsold every year, and around 98% of their events fail to sell out completely. So every year, only 2% of the events that they host, that they partner with, sell out. The rest don't sell out. So if you would remember, I did an interview with Neil, I believe, and he also stated this, that at any one point, there are only 10 to 10 acts that can actually sell out stadiums and arenas. So he said that all the news that you're hearing, agencies claiming that it's actually a sellout, it is not. So Ticketmaster, sorry, not Ticketmaster, touring data, a huge part of the report is actually coming from the report of the agency. So if the agency says it's sellout, it's a sellout. But the truth is, if you are in the ticketing agency, if you are in the ticketing industry and events industry, you would know 98% actually don't sell out their tickets at any given moment. 10 to 20 acts are the only ones that are actually um, capable of selling out their tickets. They also emphasize the need to improve event yield and fan experience, not just volume. Who is the agency that has been doing this? Hybe. Now they're adapting everything Hybe is doing. So they're saying it's not enough that you widen your market. You need to go deep, improve the experience of the fans. Don't just expect them to walk in, listen to you, and walk out, and then just ignore everything else to enhance their experience. You need to think about how you can maximize their experience. Exactly what Hybe has been saying. Okay, they indicated that their global expansion and cost structure optimization will be critical for future profitability, suggesting that growth is less about raw scale and more about improved efficiency. So you go deep, not just wide. Improve the fan experience. And then the other thing is that they are partnering with 48 new large venues in the pipeline, 28 of them international. So they're building more venues and partnering with more venues outside of the US than they are in the US. And they, in this report, mentioned that the growth is actually happening outside of the US. More acts that are doing concerts outside of the US are actually selling out. K-pop artists, Asian artists, when they do stadium tours within Asia, they sell out. So they are telling their investors, we need to invest more on Asia because that's where the growth is happening. Or we need to invest more on Asian acts, specifically Korean acts, because that's where the growth is. Okay. And they also want to improve on on-site spend and premium yield growth. So one of the things that they discovered is that depending on the act, they're talking about Korean acts, fans actually spend on site. When we get to the concert itself, we spend. Many of Western fans, when they go to the concert of whoever, they don't spend. They just go there. They minimize their spending. We don't. We go to the venue, we see something we like, we spend. And so they're saying we need to do something so that we increase the spending of the people that are coming to the concert. And that leads me to Jin. This is the start of your emotional support pictures. All the things that I've been saying have been so heavy, and this is your emotional support picture. Okay. With all the Hybe expansion, I'm surprised they are not more in debt. Okay. So this is Jin. I know that you guys have been asking for their biceps and their abs, and so here you are. That's Jin for you. Happy pics, yes. And then another one for you. Still just as hot, even though he is wearing long sleeves, but I went back to the sleeveless one because I know that you like it. that's that's Jen for you. That's Jen for so nice. Okay. I think this was Korea, I believe. Hmm. Okay. There you go. I love this picture. And I love the pits, by the way. So smooth. Okay. Jen for you. Rope it for Mama. Live voting for Jen. Hello, my Jen. Are you all happy now? After all the negative news, I'm a Debbie Downer sometimes. Okay. There you go, Jin. Another Jin for you. Why is no one in Hybe wearing whole shirts? That's so 2020. Okay, another Jin for you. There you go. He's fully clothed in this one. Don't worry, I'm gonna go back to the abs, especially with J Hope. You have the arms. This one budget cutbacks, not enough money for full shirts. Caribbean fans, they want to maximize their earnings, so they figured, sleeve the shirts cheaper. Let's wear that. Gucci tank top. I've watched JKCK campaign too many times. Okay, I will have some Jungkook for you. Okay, and then you have Suga because we all miss him. I remember somebody on X posted, it's a Korean fan, and he said, I saw Suga in a convenience store and everyone celebrated. And there was no proof. He just said, he just said, I saw him in a convenience store. Everyone was so happy. I'm like, is that it? That's all it takes for people to be happy? You just tell them that that you saw Suga. You don't need to prove it. It's not that the fan said anything. He just said, I saw Suga in a convenience store. That's it. That's all she said. And everyone was celebrating. So I was like, okay, so we actually really need Suga at this stage. He's gonna make an appearance when he needs it. This is one of the pictures that drew fans crazy. So I decided I'm gonna show this with you. I do have, lucky for you. For Fairlane, are you going to the tier pop-up? I might be able to buy like a lipstick or something. I'll do a live if I ever see there. Jizz, his armpits are brighter than my future. So you have the back. Lucky for you, I also have the front view of this one. There you go. You like that? You have the back and then you have the front. So I give you full experience. Okay, I actually have the moving version of this as well, from the front and from the back. Okay, that's Sugar for you. Okay, a little bit nerdy this time. I love him with his glasses, by the way. Okay, I love the front. This is another Sugar for you. Okay. Now, I hope that I'm making up for all the bad news that I said in the first half. Okay, so one more Sugar. This is unwhitewashed photo of him during a concert. Bye, Evie. Love the back and the front. Taeyong is on his way to tier. Yeah, I might go. I'll bring my mom. I'll see if I can bring my dog as well. Taeyong is on his way to LA for tier. You have the gummy smile. Suga in long hair. I love this picture, by the way. This is one of my favorite picture ever of him. Okay. He just belongs to the stage. Okay. And then this is a picture, an old picture of them. He was trying snowboarding. I don't know if you've seen this already. I believe this is 2016, 2017. And then we go, Fairlane loved all the subjects and your deep dives. Thank you. Yoongi should post one or two pics once in a while. It'll be enough for me. um, Imagine somebody mentioning that he saw him in a convenience store. Everyone celebrated. I'm like, if this is what it takes to make everybody feel happy, I'll just see. I saw him, and that's all I'll say. Okay. J Hope. I know that you all actually miss his abs, so there you go. 4 abs, 4 photos, 4 photos of his abs. These were all screen caps during his performance. By the way, I did zero in so that you can enjoy it a little bit more. There you go. He worked hard for this abs. So you have the first 4. This is all one performance, and then the second 4, 3 performances actually. That was when he was suffering in Hawaii. Oh yeah. Yeah, Sugar. Yes. Okay. More abs. There you go. It's more abs. This is also a picture from this is the water festival. Is that water festival? I believe. Oh no. Fest music festival. Music festival. The belt buckles. And then one more. I think this is my last one. Last abs from him. Lollapalooza, yeah, Lollapalooza. Where he took a break for about 3 minutes just to oil his abs. Okay. I think this is my last abs picture of him. Oh no, I lied. One more. There you go. Berlin. I was supposed to watch it. Oh, but well. Don't forget IMAX. Is it done? Are they running it again? So this is the evolution of his abs. This is the very first time. The one on upper left is the very first time we actually got a good look of his abs. And this is an official release from Big Hit, by the way. And then that's how it evolved. And the last one would be his. Thanks, Fairlane. Interesting as always. I was able to watch, but the transmission was bad, kept freezing. Maybe just me. Uh, it'll still be here. I will upload it. I'm not gonna take it down, so you can still watch parts of the things. And I put time codes. So Techno is my boyfriend, and this is RM. Okay, Berlin. Okay, and then this is RM again. I don't have any abs picture of RM. Okay, I like that Sugar will show up when he's ready. Killing it, boy. And that's RM. I don't have any abs picture of RM. Sorry. I do have this where you can actually really see his legs. My God, it goes on forever. It goes on forever. He's so tall. And this is the nerdy side of him. This is the model RM, and this is the nerdy RM. Okay. And then we go to another set of abs. This one is Jimin. I'm a little salty, but that both J Hope and Jin waited until after my concerts to do this, but I'm still alive, so maybe they protected me. RM looks amazing. Wow. So another set of abs, and this time this is Jimin during the Paris Fashion Week. Another abs shot, and this still him. As we know, this was his choice. It was him who decided he wasn't gonna wear any kind of shirt underneath. It was his suggestion, and I guess he made sure that we see it because he did all of this. Yunjin reminds me of RM. They're like legs where a human grew out of. I like saying it's brains. A human grew out of a brain. Okay. So more abs from Jimin. Enjoy your sense of humor. Thank you. Jimin looks dreamy. He does all the time, all the time. So here he is. I love this shot, by the way. I said that this could be a poster for a movie, a mafia movie, where Jimin is the boss. Okay, that's more Jimin. And there you go, taking his final bow. That's our Mochi. He looked great. Just sorry that he felt he had to not eat to get that look. That's him, the cutie Jimin. Let's go shirtless Bangtan era. And then he goes home and he looks like a doll. that's, that's duality for you. He was there driving people nuts with his abs, and then he goes on and he walks like this. Jimin is the boss. Yeah, he is the boss. Okay. And then this is him. He was already in the car here, but he rolled down the window just so fans could him see him longer. And you got this 4 shots. Love, love, love his cuteness. Okay, and that's the boss Jimin. Jimin 2013 hot abs, 2025 hotter abs. Yes. Okay, and then we go. That's another Jimin. This is him in his element during a concert. And then you have Te. So this was him leaving for LA, right? So this was a shot in the airport. I guess he's going to be appearing in Tier. And then you have him there, another shot of him in the airport. I just want to bundle him up and take him home. But this is one of his shots during one of his very, very short live stream where he was actually shirtless. I think he was working out during this time. And this is another. So look at the difference. That and then that. How he bulked up. I wonder if that's the same shirt. He just became bigger. Do you think it's the same shirt? Could be, right? Okay, look at those biceps. Expensive boy. This was him before the military, before he bulked up. Okay. Another shot of his abs. V's getting hot. He has always been hot. He's getting hotter. That yes, he's getting hotter. Okay, there you go. And I love this picture of him. So this was during the Black Swan shoot. Okay, he had the black wings on, and this is him again. Your retina is burning. Okay, and this is him for tier, and maybe he's gonna appear in the event. Let's see. I love this picture. So someone sent me this, and they when someone sent me this, she was like, "I need you to identify, the spot the difference between two pictures, spot the difference." And I said the only difference I could spot is the 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 mug and the mask. I said other than that, they're totally identical. Another shot of his biceps. Love the winter bear. Love that. Love that picture. Love that picture too. Okay, and then you have Jungkook. Okay, Jungkook. Okay, please support all the posts, positive posts about Jungkook, specifically talking about his music, um, you know, artistic value of his work. All posts of that nature, please support. Higher fire butterfly. Okay, let's take control of the narrative. Okay, and then protect.hybe is on. So if you want to report any kind of malicious posts and stuff like that, please utilize that channel. And then you have this was during the rehearsal. Okay. I think that fit him really well. Look at that. Okay. I love this man my forever. Good to see J Hope tonight. And I love this set of pictures of him, by the way. Love that. Okay. Always has to show his army tats. As we know, he said well, this was the very first tattoo that he got, and he likes showing it off. He loves armies very much, and real armies actually always support him. Again, any report of malicious post, go ahead and do it. Please send it to, make sure that you report the account on the platform itself, and also to Hybe. Okay. He looks so good on camera. In person too. Okay. I love this picture of him. I love this shot of him laughing. Love it so much. Wish I could see him that smile that way every day. Okay. And then the baby girl JK. Pure perfection. How can anyone not be? And yeah, everyone is OT7. And then this is him during his performance for Standing Next to You. Baby girl JK. Baby girl JK. Love this picture of him. I think this is one of my favorites. As you know, I love pictures that tell a story. And this was certainly one good story. Okay. That's JK for you. And this is the details of his tattoo before he expanded it. So we now know that it's all the way up to here. When he's wearing a shirt and no jacket, like just an ordinary t shirt, you can actually kind of see the edges of the new tattoo. I'm excited to see it. I hope he shows it soon. I'm wondering how he actually expanded it. So Policy said that he's like 90% done uh, with what JK actually wants to do. So, okay, that's it. I can't do one more topic because we're already 2 hours. I will be doing a live stream on Friday. This would be for members only. So I will be seeing you there. But copy URL and screenshot makes it easier to report. Copy the URL and screenshot makes it easy to report. Love that last picture of Te. Yeah, me too. I love that picture of him. So there's something that, mm, oh yeah, here. Okay. Okay. So that's it for me. Do you have questions before we go? How's your sick family? Thank you so much for asking. So we're just waiting for the discharge. They are just waiting for the discharge, the ones that are in the hospital. But it seems to be going okay. I was able to talk with them yesterday, and she's doing really well now. So I guess we're just waiting for the clearance. So the doctor just want to make sure that before she's sent home everything is good. So very very thankful for that. Again, I always try to, if there's anything that I've learned, is to never ever take anything for granted. So the mere fact that we weren't that of course it's going to the hospital is always expensive to in a country like the Philippines, but just the mere fact that we actually can afford it, I was very thankful for that, and even more thankful that she's getting well. So thank you for asking. How you have been drink water, you have been talking for a while. Thank you. Okay, I'll watch from the beginning as soon as this is done. It might take like 15 minutes, I think, for it to actually function correctly. That's what I understood, because there were some people like right after your live we couldn't watch it, or maybe YouTube takes about 15 minutes before it's working perfectly. Okay. So thank you very much to everyone. Glad that you are all here, and enjoy the rest of your week. And for some of you, I'll see you on Friday. Okay. And yeah, I'll be on Patreon. I will be announcing the website where we will all be coming together for the planning of the concert. So stand by for that. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.